this is a very steep drop off if I decide to take a step out here. But the magic question is, how much do you budget for foundation repairs? So you can see behind me, completely brand new. They patched it in there. 50 square feet. So I know for the vinyl plank flooring that you can see down there, we budget Welcome back, you guys. We are going over in today's video how to estimate rehab costs, how to budget rehab costs, and I'm gonna break it down in the bad foundation house. As you can see behind me, we're gonna go over all things, how I budgeted for this. Are we on budget? Are we over budget? And how you can do that as a new investor. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So obviously, as we are going through this process, I'm gonna break down things, but on every single project, I fill out what's called a rehab estimator, and I'll drop the link down below. You guys can download that for free. And what that does is it budgets for flooring, paint, drywall, kitchen cabinets, bathroom cabinets, windows, roof siding, literally everything, foundation repairs. And it's a very detailed thing that we had received years ago when we were first getting into the industry. But obviously this house has turned out really well. You guys can see from behind me, it is going extremely, extremely well. So when we're doing these rehab estimates, and when you look at the sheet, you'll know exactly what I'm saying, but for flooring, for example, now I have these things remembered in my own brain, so I don't need to re-go over things or fill it out while I'm there. You can find most of the square footage information, most of the house size online prior to ever going out there, so you can run through these initial numbers before you ever get there. So on this particular house, we're at roughly about 960 square feet. So I know for the vinyl plank flooring, we budget $4.65 a square foot install. So that's material, that's labor. For painting, trim, and walls and ceiling and everything like that, we budget $2.65 a square foot. Now that includes minor touch-up, or that includes all the touch-ups. And then for kitchens, our average kitchen is similar to the one I'm standing in right now. New cabinets, and we always go through like a big box provider, whether it's Menards in the Midwest or Lowe's or Home Depot or any of those. We budget about $6,300 for a brand new kitchen. That's quartz counters, tile backsplash. Everything looks extremely pretty once it's done. But the magic question is, how much do you budget for foundation repairs? So you can see behind me, completely brand new. They patched it in there. Did all the beaming, bracing, interior drain tile work. Like, look at the extent of this work. They pushed out these walls. This kind of looks a little hokey in the corner here. You can see it's a little bit bowed still, but they braced up everything. Foundations, what I would always recommend, especially if you're a new investor, is talk with a foundation company, just so you're not shooting from the hip. Like, I didn't think this would cost $40,000 and some change, and that ultimately doesn't even include driveway replacement or partial driveway replacement, concrete stoops on the outside. But there's always unknowns when it comes to plumbing, electrical, everything like that. So you can see in this house, currently budget-wise where we're sitting, we're at $63,000 in renovation costs. Now that does not include the rest of the foundation payment. We still owe them about $20,000 for that once they're done backfilling and everything. I'll preview you guys a little bit here in the initial budget on this place, as I had mentioned in previous videos, was roughly about $100,000. So my thought is we're gonna come in pretty much right on budget, but we just switched our flooring type. We're getting away from the grays, like even though the walls are kind of a grayish brown, we're doing a little bit more lighter tones. It seems to help the flip houses sell quicker, and I think that's the more attractive look nowadays. Makes the whole house seem brighter. It's not just kind of gray washed out. And then we've been doing these really pretty white quartz counters, which you guys have seen on past job sites. And we're paying about roughly $2,500 per install on the quartz countertops. But let's say for example purposes that you're a brand new investor, you've never run a rehab estimate before, and you're wondering what to do. So you got kitchens, we already went over kitchens. You got bathrooms. We budget about $4,300 per bathroom. That includes the new tub base, it includes a subway tile surround, it includes the new vanity, new toilet. it. And to get a better idea on cost, what I always recommend, because cost might be different in Wisconsin versus in your specific area or state, is I would go on Lowe's.com, HomeDepot.com, or other big box retailers, see what the average price of a vanity is. Now we're not putting in super high-end stuff, but we're not putting in super low-end. We're putting in that median quality, which ultimately makes the house look new without going over budget. Our toilet cost is roughly $100 per toilet. And then we throw in stainless appliances because that's what everyone wants. They don't want white appliances. They don't want black ones. The absolute most difficult thing to budget for is roofing cost, siding cost, because those are the two unknowns. I'm not a professional roofer, but for roofing costs, siding costs, the contractors normally charge a per square bid. So a 10 by 10 section is a square. So about 100 square feet. Now, some roofs have multiple layers. They might have 2, 3, 4 layers. It's going to cost more. Some have a steeper pitch. It's going to cost more. Some require new sheeting underneath the plywood. That's going to cost more. So all of these things add up. They need to be factored in. And I always give ourselves about a 5 to 10% buffer at the end of the rehab project just to make sure that we're on track with our numbers. Now, of course, the things that you can't budget for is the fact that this is a very steep drop off if I decide to take a step out here. Like stoop cost, not really sure on the cost there, but probably about $2,000, $2,500. And the biggest thing on any of these renovations is labor. I like to pay a static labor bill, like meaning we have a contractor bid it out, the labor cost is $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000 for the entire job, instead of paying people hourly. Because once you start to pay people hourly, it tends to take a little bit longer. They can take their time. They're charging you more costs, and it just goes over budget in most scenarios. And of course, in the beginning, I didn't know any of this stuff. It took years and years of practice, years and years of jobs that we actually completed. And if you're dealing with some sort of struggle, drop a comment down below. I'm more than willing to assist, give you my opinion, give you my thoughts. But the Rehab Estimator has definitely been a game changer in our business, and I would highly recommend that you use it in yours. Now the foundation is almost done. You can see on the outside they have the waterproofing membrane in there that drains into the drain tile system. And it'll go to a sump pump, which we have here in Wisconsin, and it'll pump any excess water out. So they still need a backfill. They have to wait for the foundation to be secured, to be solid before they ever start doing that. But we should have the foundation side of things wrapped up in the next week or so. We're supposed to get some warm weather here, but we still need to paint the exterior because it looks ugly, it looks old. Only time will tell when that will be done, but otherwise the project is coming together. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this content. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button, and I will plan on seeing you in the next video. Peace.